things happen is that if you read modern day books around entrepreneurship, the lean startup, the business model canvas, it all talks about fail fast. The cost for women and entrepreneurs in that mindset is that we bear the burden of we don't get to fail by ourselves. If I don't make it at something, it can be looked at as, well, see, black people, brown people can't pull stuff off. So we carry this burden of our community with us when we walk through the door. If Dwayne gives me an opportunity and I don't perform, they don't go and say, oh, well, that guy Steven was terrible. They potentially say, well, see what happens when you let them in the front door? They should keep on coming in the back door. And that's a very real cost, and I see a lot of business owners put off going forward with really great businesses because they're planning for perfect, because they feel like I have this one shot, I have this one moment in time, as opposed to their dominant culture counterparts are like, this is like my 6th try at this, and number 7 is gonna work. I'm sure of it, I'm just sure of it. But on the opposite side of that, there's a strength because we aren't isolated, we're unique. And one of Dwayne and mine's good friends, Paula Hayes, she's a chemist and she owns a cosmetics company out in Beaverton.
From Inglewood.
She when I asked her why does she have her business here in Portland instead of in LA or New York where it should be, she said, I'm unique here. I get opportunities here that I wouldn't get anywhere else. And there is a strength among us being isolated founders and of few. Last spring, I walked into his classroom like I normally do.
He always does, brother.
It was 9:30 in the morning on a Monday, and I said, we have lunch at 11 o'clock with Rev Jesse Jackson. And we had lunch. He came, Paige came, and we had this tight-knit community that we can call one another and support one another in a drop of a hat. And I gotta think, I've lived in Detroit, I've been to Atlanta a lot of times. If there was a bunch of faces that looked like mine, I don't know if there'd be that stickiness to our community here. And so there is a burden that we bear, but we're also really, really unique. And I think we're forged to be really great entrepreneurs. Working in venture capital, I got to know a lot of people in Silicon Valley, and I was at Sequoia Capital, which is the largest VC firm in the world, and I was hearing one of their partners speak, and he talked about what they look to invest in. And he talked about people with determination and grit and an ability to handle adversity and people that have failed in the past. And it dawned on me, I was like, that's us. Man, like he's talking about growing up, being a person of color, being a woman, being a person with disabilities. Like that's our jam right there. Like that's our life. So you're saying we're the perfect entrepreneur, and I think that's why with Sue's numbers earlier, that's why they're not a surprise to me, because we are cut to be these people that pivot. Deal with adversity, hear no a lot, hear don't come in this door, come in another door a lot. But along with that, there is some costs. And so I think that's another piece of why it's so important to have mentors and people that are further down the line from you so that you can have that balance. Like, I think that's one of the things that I learned really, really early on is grind like all get out, but make sure you're always there for your family. Make sure you're always there for that support network that you have, because those are the people that really get you where you are.